Louisiana Beer Reviews Problem Solver American Blonde Ale from Ology Brewing Company of Tallahassee, Florida. 4.75% alcohol. No Rate Beer and Beer Advocate say it's 4.5%. Untapped says 5. The can says 4.5, so I think we'll go with that. Tallahassee, Florida. Not listed on their website. Drink fresh, keep cold. Drink fresh. Okay, well, that's a nice idea. But there's no date on the can, guys. They need to put the damn date. That chaps my chapstick. I'll tell you that right now. I'll tell you that right now. Makes me so angry I could tear tissue and crush a grape. That's just not right. Anyway, this is the first video review for this beer in the world. Is it fresh? Is it old? I don't know. I got it for a good deal at Mathern's. Great deal. So, whatever the case that they gave me, it gets no score on Beer Advocate and Rate Beer because they don't have enough ratings. It gets a 73 on Untappd with like 473 check-ins. Let's check it out. 99 cents a can. These are normally like $4.99. Maybe $3.99. Let's see, $4 to $5 a can. No joke. Singles. So I wasn't paying that for a blonde ale. I wasn't paying that for a double India pale ale. But anyway, 99 cents. I said I'll bite. Look at that thick, slightly off-white head of foam, and it looks blonde with the sun shining through it, and it's more gold with the sun shining at it. So it makes a big difference which side of the glass you're looking at. Pretty agitated bubble action, so it's not flat by any stretch of the imagination, and it's got a lot of haze to it. Well, it's an interesting looking beer from an interesting place, Tallahassee, Florida, the capital. I've been there many times. U.S. Highway 90 runs from New Orleans to Tallahassee. So does Interstate 10. Then you've got U.S. Highway 27 running dead through the city on its way down to Miami. I've driven most of that route. Very interesting. Especially when you get out into the Everglades on 27. Yes. Okay. Nice crackle. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's old the way it had so much liveliness to it. And I don't know the story with the closeout. I don't know that store's protocols, really, or any other store's protocols. It could just be a space issue where they're moving stuff out to make room for other new things coming out. I really don't know. If I did, I'd tell you. I just don't know. Smells like a problem. No, it doesn't smell like a problem. It smells like a problem solver. If you look at the write-up on Rate Beer and Beer Advocates, obviously, or on Untappd, obviously just something they copied off the website when they did have it listed, perhaps, or from a sell sheet from a distributor. It was saying if you go into a bar and you don't know what to order, or you come into our tap room, they have 3 of them, 2 open and 1 under construction in Tallahassee, and you don't know what to order, it's a good problem solver. Kind of like a introductory to the craft beer world type thing. I was going to say it had a little creaminess in the nose, like cream would smell, like buttercream, but I know that's incorrect. I'm trying to pin it down. I guess it's just pale malt and I'm throwed off. Taste time. IBUs must be around 20. 18 to 20, I figure. Cyclops scale, probably 3 out of 5. Hop cones. Sweetness scale, it's pretty dry. It's not sweet. Sweetness scale would be 2 out of 5 sugar cubes, and that's pushing it. Probably more like 1.5 out of 5 sugar cubes. So we're talking about approaching Bud Light dryness. Not exactly that dry, but close. Some of y'all might remember the old Bud Dry, which confused the people in the market. Never caught on. Remember the dry beer days? Whoops. I used to buy this. I liked it. It was so crisp. But people would say dry. I don't know what that means. You know, basically, it just means the opposite of sweet. So it's like super crisp. And in no way cloying or sweet. I don't know. It was the same as Budweiser. 5% alcohol. I bought this until 2010 when they stopped showing up. Makes sense since it was. I wrote an email to Anheuser-Busch and they said Anheuser-Busch InBev, and they said, well, it was discontinued. I said, sorry to hear that. 130 calories. See, so it was better in a way than Budweiser because it was same ABV but less calories. And it was dry brewed, however they accomplished that, and cold filtered. That's another reason it was better than Budweiser. It was not pasteurized, cold filtered. Brewed by our unique dry brew process, trademark, it says TM, from the choicest hops, select grains, meaning rice probably, but I wonder if they use rice and corn for this one, and best barley malt. Okay, well anyway, enough of that. The good old days. The good old days are dead and gone. All right. There's something with this though that's missing. It's like too dry and a bit of a chalkiness, which is strange. There's no oldness, however. Doesn't, old beer has a distinct and very unpleasant flavor, very similar to turned vegetable matter. Like it's nearly or even rancid. And I've had one of those rancid German beers. Thank you, Dornax, for never rotating anything in the history of your company, your grocery store. But has that worked out for me with Dornax? Yeah, in the past when I found nearly 10-year-old vintage, what do they call it, from Fuller's Vintage Ale, or Fuller's, that real expensive high gravity ale. But if you're buying a 4.8% German lager, oh, I felt so sick. I was so sick. Oh, 3 hours it stayed in me. And then it came back up. Oh, terrible, horrible. I hate to say that story. That was bad. So that's a warning. If the beer tastes rancid, or it tastes like it's approaching rancid, don't drink it. Just like food. Don't eat spoiled food. But there's some lack of flavor here. It's like water. Very dry. It really is almost like Bud Light Dry. I don't mean there's a product called Bud Light Dry. I mean it's just Bud Light is my prototype for dryness. It's like what you compare everything to. I'm trying to think of like white bread crust, some sweetness, which it cannot have being so incredibly dry, and some character. It just doesn't have anything. It's so bland. Medium body and a West Texas dry finish. Oh, it's like you're in Marfa, Texas, or Alpine. Whereas a 2-lane highway in a U.S. Highway 90 is a 2-lane highway and the speed limit is 80. And interstate's 85. West of the Pecos, 85. Okay, and you can be going 85. Just set the speedometer on the cruise control at 85, and you'll hear, they'll fly past you. Imagine how fast they're going. So when they have car wrecks out there, they have spectacular car wrecks. No survivors. Okay, oh, well, I'm sorry I can't give you a better description, but there is nothing to describe. It's just a water, it's a liquid, obviously, yeah, right? It's liquid. It has some of that strange buttercream aroma and really practically no flavor. Maybe that's why they discode it. Maybe they dropped it from their lineup because people complained that this doesn't have any flavor. Which can be a problem, especially, you know, well, definitely a problem with me. Probably is for you. May not be for Bud Light drinkers. But actually Bud Light has more flavor than this, and it's not exactly setting the world on fire with flavor, is it? Anyway, I can't say it's a bad flavor because you can't equate bad with non-existent. It's just like my father would call this inert. I said, what do you mean inert? Well, it tastes like inert. You mean he's talking about like inert gases? There's a bitterness component, but it's not a flavor component, actually. Yeah, it's a chalky mouthfeel, a high medium body, a vacant flavor, a bitter component, like I said, 18 to 20, an extremely dry overall experience and finish. So I can't score this high. I'm going to give it a, I can't even score it reasonably high or marginally high. I'm going to say C-. It's like barely average. It's not quite bad, but I wouldn't buy it. I'm glad I only paid 99 cents for it. That's it. I don't know what else to say. I try to be fair, but it is what it is. So, laissez les bon temps relais, but maybe with trying to think for 99 cents a pint. $6, $4.94. Less than that. Yeah, just go get Steel Reserve 6%. You can get 6 pint cans for less than $6, and it's going to have a lot more flavor and character. And think about that for a minute. Y'all go to Tallahassee, Florida, and tour the Ology Tap Room. One of the 3.